Okay, my name is Nadia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week I'm going to be sharing a very special family recipe with you guys, Kifle. Kifle are a yeast bread roll. I guess they're kind of like the Eastern European version of a croissant. You can fill them with meat, jam, or keep them empty, or like I'll be doing today, filling them with cheese. This is my great grandma's recipe that's been passed down over the years, and my mom has been making them for many years. I have been eating them for many years, and I can confirm that they are absolute perfection. Anytime my mom tries to alter the recipe in any way, we all get kind of frustrated because the original is the best way. So on that note, let's get cooking. First things first, you guessed it, we're gonna activate our yeast. So for this, you're just gonna need 1 cup of warm milk, 1.5 teaspoons of yeast, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. While that does its thing, we're gonna measure out 8 cups of flour, make sure it's sifted, and add 1/3 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna combine it with a wooden spoon and then make a hole in the center. And this is where I'm gonna pour the activated yeast, 1/2 cup of oil, and a little bit of mineral water. I'm gonna continue stirring it with the wooden spoon to combine everything.
Don't make it too thick at the water end before it gets too, before you combine all the flour. You could see that you need more.
Add mineral water as needed until all the ingredients are just combined.
I think that's enough. You could do it by hand now.
I thought I was doing a great job until...
Does it not need more liquid?
No, I don't think so. Let me see. Can I?
Yes, come touch. Yeah, it's a little bit on that side.
So I added some more mineral water, but of course I added too much and made the dough too wet. So my mom came to the rescue. She added some more flour and then gave me the green light to continue. We ended up with quite a bit of dough, about 1.5 kilos, which will hopefully get us some really nice kifle. I'm gonna cover the dough and set it to the side and let it rise for about an hour or until it doubles in size. While that's doing its thing, we're gonna measure out the filling for the kifle. We've always used equal parts ricotta and dry cottage cheese, about 500 grams of each, but of course you can mix it up if you want more ricotta and less dry cottage cheese, or you could substitute it for a different cheese, like feta could also taste pretty good. The cheese also isn't super salty, so if you do want to add some salt to give it that extra bite, go right ahead. You're also going to add 1 beaten egg to the mixture and then set it aside. Now we're going to tackle the dough. Once it's doubled in size, you can spill it onto your counter and you're going to want to roll it into a log shape.
It's just try it all the inside. Go like this, and then make it into a log. Don't play with it too much. Don't stretch it like that.
You told me to make
you
it
don't,
into a log.
Yeah, but don't pull it. You don't
Okay.
pull that. Just kind of go.
You're supposed to split it in half and then each of those halves into 5, but I like even numbers, so I went with 6 on each side to make a whole of 12.
No, just press, don't twist.
You want to try and make the balls as similar in size as possible so they all have even bake times. You can obviously take pieces from some balls and add them to others so they're all around the same size, or if you want to get really technical, you can whip out your scale and make sure they're all around the same weight. I don't need a scale because I have my mom.
Yeah, but look how small these ones are now.
Because I split them into 6.
Yeah, but put a little bit more from other ones to be This one is too small. Take a little bit and make one more. That one over there on the other side is big.
Once evenly divided, you can knead them out just a little to give them a nice shape and then pop them back into the bowl where they were rising and cover them with the saran wrap. We're going to be working on them one by one, so that's where you're going to keep them so they don't kind of dry out or anything like that. Now for the shaping. Take a ball and roll it out into a circle shape and then cut it into 8 even triangles and place a little bit of the cheese filling at the end of each triangle. You're going to stretch each piece out just a little bit, fold the corners in ever so slightly, and then roll them up. Simple, right? Not at all.
Roll it still more at the corners and leave it like this. Don't put as much filling because you won't be able to close them because they're small. The filling is, look, it's coming out already. It's too much. The corners are still open. You just fold the corners in, not the whole half of the kifle. Okay, roll. I'm gonna see how you.
I need you to stand over there.
Okay, try. Okay, not all the way. Watch, okay, make space. Just little corners like that. You're gonna have such a small kifle and the thick ends. Okay? It's hard for me to explain when you're not listening.
It's hard for me to listen when you're not explaining well.
I'm sure you could eat all the bad ones.
Well, it's gonna be all of them.
Once they're all rolled up, place them seam down on a pan lined with parchment paper. You're going to brush all the kifle with a beaten egg mixed with a little bit of water, and then top them with sesame seeds, and you're going to place a slice of butter on each of the kifle. You can also throw some butter in between the kifle. I used about 1 cup of butter on 1 tray of kifle, but really you measure with your heart at this point in the process. It comes from here. You're gonna bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes on 325, and they're gonna have a really, really nice golden brown color when they're done. You can see some of the filling came out, which is because I didn't tuck the corners in properly. I also ended up splitting the dough into 14 balls instead of the recommended 10 to 12, so my kifle are on the smaller side, but that's okay because they're still gonna taste really good. You also don't have to put sesame seeds on top if you don't want to, but for me, I think they just look a little funny without the sesame seeds. You can eat these right away, but the unwritten rule in my house is that you always eat the ugly ones first. In this case, it might be all of the kifle, but that's okay. They're definitely best when they're fresh from the oven. They will literally melt in your mouth when you take a bite. I find that they're ever so slightly crispy on the outside, super soft on the inside, and the ratio between the cheese and the dough is perfection.
Could also freeze it.
As my mom just mentioned, you can also freeze the kifle. We like to do it in little Ziploc bags, and then you just take it out, defrost, and enjoy when you're ready. These kifle have been in the freezer for about a month, and let's see how they taste. They still taste delicious. I've tried lots and lots of kifle, but for me, these ones will always be the best. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. And not to spoil anything, but I do have some big things planned. Bye!
Dal tylko rozumie when you're talking so fast.
That was really good.
How are you gonna cook?
Lined with paper towel, not with paper towel.
What are you doing?
You want a kifle?
Thank God you didn't study math.